One of the things that I'm concerned about is the expense of education and it perhaps being a barrier for somebody entering this field. Now, I'm not against somebody going to college and getting a computer sciences degree, but can you speak to whether or not all those courses that you had just outlined, how costly they may be and how maybe like cost prohibitive it may be for somebody trying to enter into that field?
If you were to go get IT fundamentals, the A plus, the net plus, the security plus, you went and bought all the vouchers and you went and bought all the course material, whether you paid for a course for somebody or you went and bought your own books or whatever materials you need to help you get prepared for those tests. The grand total that you'll probably be looking to spend, I'm talking about maximum, you shouldn't be spending no more than roughly $2,000. Now, how much does it cost to get a college degree? Back when I was going to Tuskegee University, it cost $16,000 a year to go to school there. I don't know what it is now because that was like 20 years ago, but I imagine it's probably $20,000 plus per year. So let's just say college costs $20,000 and the average college student goes there for 5 years. You're looking at $100,000 in, assuming you don't have a scholarship, you're looking at $100,000 to get a piece of paper that says you have a college degree and go out there and start your life. And like I say, assuming you got student debt, you're going to be, I got a younger brother now. He's 36. He's content with the idea that he's going to go to his grave paying student debt. He graduated college like 10 years ago or something like that. But getting back to the IT thing, like I say, the certifications, the study materials, grand total, especially if you were to do this on your own, you would be looking at like probably $2,000 at most. Now, there are ways to lessen the price, meaning some certifications, if you have like a student email address, meaning your name at whatever college.edu, you go to CompTIA, I think they'll give you upwards of like 50% off the price of these vouchers to go take your certification exam. Study materials, meaning you're buying books or you're signing up for courses, that can vary. It just depends on how much the author or the person that's offering the course is charging. For me, these first 4 courses, people think I'm crazy, but I actually teach it for free over the internet, give everybody the course material. I just charge for the study note, and I charge like $50 for people to get access to my notes. Now, I got a friend that I used to work with in the Army who teaches IT. He doesn't give any of the stuff away for free. You're going to pay a couple $100s to take his stuff, but at the same time, he knows the stuff. So I know we used to work together at the same schoolhouse. So I know he knows what he's talking about, but we just have 2 different business models that we're approaching it from. But all in all, if you can afford a $2,000 investment, and now understand that's not something that you have to pay up front. You can go take the IT fundamental certification. That costs $123, right? If you want to go get A plus a year from now, or you want to go get it next week, that's totally up to you how you want to do it. Or if you want to go sign up for a tech college, or you want to go sign up for a boot camp, you have a plethora of options. But overall, compared to traditional education, you're still coming out tens of thousands of dollars cheaper. Because like I said, a traditional college, let's just say it costs $10,000. You go there for 5 years, you're looking at $50,000. That's still $48,000 more expensive than the $2,000 that it might take you to buy all the materials to study for these certifications on your own. So it's way cheaper.
What I stand for is that if you can actually afford to go to college and take a computer science degree, by all means do it. But if you can't, don't let that be a barrier for you to continue in your education, because there are a lot of other ways in which that you can achieve those goals. It might take you a little bit longer. It might take you a longer path and a different path, but you can still accomplish a lot of the similar experiences if you teach yourself, or you go through a boot camp, or you take on these courses that Gil had mentioned at a slow pace. But don't let the fact that you cannot pay for college be the barrier for you entering into this field.
Now, one thing I will say about college, a degree is really going to be determined by the requirements for the job. So if you're wanting to start off in IT, I would go on to like these job hosting places like Indeed, Career Builder, and just kind of look around at the type of IT jobs that you might want to get into, and then go read the requirements. They're going to let you know in the requirements if you need a degree. So if you want to go into, let's just say you want to be a system administrator or a network administrator, you start off at help desk and then kind of work your way up. You may or may not have to get a college degree to do that. You want to go into cybersecurity, you may or may not need a college degree. I have a younger brother right now. He dropped out of college his freshman year. He works in cybersecurity right now, makes about $90,000 a year, has no degree whatsoever. So it really just depends. The degree is really going to be dictated by the requirements of the job. Now, if you want to get a degree just because you want to have a degree on your wall, then that's all fine and dandy, just for your personal satisfaction. But it's really going to be dictated by requirements of the job, because I had applied to be a professor at a college down here, and they was considering giving me the job. But the requirements was I had to have a master's degree in IT, which I have one, but they highly preferred me to have my doctorates. And the only reason I didn't go through further with the job was because I needed to know if they were going to pay for me to go back to school to get my PhD. Because I'm like, I'm not paying for it. If you want this to happen and you want to hire me, then y'all need to let me know you're going to pay for it. If not, then I'm not going to be kicking out another $40,000, $50,000 for a degree. That's just not going to happen. But I could have got hired because I at least met the bare minimum requirements of you have to have a master's degree to teach IT. And I'm like, well, I checked that block and I got certs and I got experience. But if I want to go apply for another job doing something else, like when I did the research job, there was no requirement for a degree over there. They really just wanted to check my background to see how much experience in IT and did I understand various systems in IT. And that's all they wanted, because when I got hired over there, I had more degrees than the person that hired me. I had more education than him. And they hired me, and then they also hired some other people who had zero college experience. They just wanted, but they had a lot of experience with various systems in IT. And that was all that they were really checking for. So it just depends on what the requirements of the job are as it directly relates to you trying to attain a college degree and whether or not you believe it's worth it or not.